Albert's done the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. He had a minimal symmetry problem, so what does he do? He overdevelops the chest muscle on his right and the breast tissue overlying that. The plan would be to tackle this in 2 stages. First, we'll reduce the right side and figure out what we're trying to match, and then we'll put the pec implant on the left side once we know what the right
My
side
name
is.
is Albert. I am 29 years old, and I am from Modesto, California. And I am literally missing my left pec. As a bodybuilder, it sucks, actually. As a child, I was always a happy person and everything. I have a very close family, and I thought I was normal. But in high school, I think it was sophomore year, I took a weight training class and I just developed a love for it. And it's kind of like a high. Like, I love to be in the gym. I love lifting weights. And that's when I started noticing that my right side was growing
Now,
muscle,
first and
and then my
foremost,
left side
no
wasn't
offense to Albert.
catching up at all.
I'm just making this video to share my views and my opinions on surgery. That's all. So if you watch this, bro, no offense to you. I think you look absolutely amazing. You're fucking diced to the socks, man. I wish I looked like you. Now, if you don't know, he was on Botched about a year or 2 ago. He had the surgery. As he's been through it himself, he says, he wasn't happy, he wanted to compete, etc., etc. Now, I encourage you to go watch the full episode of Botched and make up your own mind. Now, he's had the surgery, and this is a really good surgery. He mentioned before he had a surgery in Mexico and it didn't go too great. So, after the surgery, I followed this guy. After I watched I went and Instagrammed him to see how he's doing following the surgery. As myself, I've always considered it as well, wanting to compete in the future. Maybe, I want that symmetrical chest. It's hard to deal with sometimes. But after seeing Albert here, I don't feel too confident about the surgery. It just adds to not believing in the surgery. As you can see that he's still not confident. He still doesn't feel happy with it. And I don't think his pec has grown much. You can tell from these photos that he's uploading that he's not comfortable. Basically, the surgeon said to him, your good side is too big, so you need to lose some muscle, come back, and then we can do the procedure for you. Because they can't put in a huge implant, right? Because it stretches the chest out too much. So reduce your good side, get an implant so it looks even. But the problem with that is, alright, it's going to look even and symmetrical for a little while, but what if you want to continue to train and grow and get bigger? The silicone implant, or whatever it's made out of these days, isn't going to grow. It's going to stay the same size. So if you're looking to be a bodybuilder, if you want to compete, you want that symmetrical chest, really you can't train too hard. You can't get too big, because you're always going to have an imbalance. It's always going to look awkward. And bear in mind, if your body has compensated for the lack of pec, i.e. your shoulders, your triceps, whatever, that's always going to be like that. So your shoulder's still going to have a bigger pop. But if you simply want the surgery to look normal in clothes, if you're not too bothered about being, big and ripped and everything, then by all means, go for it. There's loads of things you can do. But this is specifically, if I said that right, for people who want to lift, who want to be big, train, jacked, look good, all that. This is for them. Now, having said that, it's still, it's okay. If you're the type of person who's got real problems, you're really depressed, you're getting teased and you're bullied, and, it's really interfering with your life, then by all means, go for it, man. But me personally, I don't like the way it looks. It looks unnatural. It just looks off. It just doesn't look right. And on top of that, you're not going to have any sort of muscle definition on the implant. You're not going to have striations. You're not really going to have any veins. It's just not going to look right. And I think you're always going to be self-conscious and a little bit paranoid, especially if you've been like that your whole life. Once you get an implant, I think you'll realize that, hey, this doesn't look right, man. It still looks weird. If you're chasing the perfect physique, your perfect chest, then get that out of your head right now. In my opinion, I don't think that's possible. It's not. The surgeons, they're not gods. They can't recreate God's work. They can do their best, by all means. But technology just isn't there yet. It's just not that advanced. Maybe somewhere in the future when we have stem cell technology, like really advanced stuff where they can, you know, do some sort of stuff and help grow muscle fibers in that area and have it all work as a whole, then yes, okay. But in terms of just a plant, just something that sits in there and gives you the effect of a chest, I'm always going to be in two minds. Someone asked me recently if they can put a pec in there, and I said, yeah, sure, they can put a pec in there, but I quite like the way I look. That's just me, and I'm sure there's others like me as well who don't want to be tampered with, who don't want to go under the knife simply for a cosmetic look. It's not going to change who you are. It's not going to give you confidence, trust me. If you're already a confident person, you're still going to be confident. If you're insecure, you know, really down and depressed and everything, self-conscious, you're still going to be self-conscious. That's not going to go away. Confidence comes from within and not giving a shit about what other people think. All right, that's just my opinion. I don't think I'd ever get surgery, but like I said, it's completely up to you. Do what you want to do, but make sure you do your research. Don't get caught up in the whole fantasy of, yes, surgery, oh my God, I'm going to be perfect, blah, 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 and just jump into it. No, take your time and do the research, look around. There's so many people now who have had surgery done. A lot of people keep it quiet, some don't. Females, it's different for females, obviously, you know, with breasts, it's different, you know, it's a lot harder on women. So that's fine, you know, they can go ahead and do it, but for myself, I'm really quite happy with the way I look, alhamdulillah. I can still continue to make progress and make gains, even if I do look a little bit strange. But to me, that's unique, you know. And once again, I don't mean to offend anyone by making this video. I know the extent of Poland syndrome runs deep in some people. Some people have it very severely where it affects their ribs, the rib cage, etc., etc., and they need surgery simply to, you know, to alter stuff and make them functional and be healthy and not, you know, have more problems in life. But this is strictly cosmetic, okay? Let me know what you think. Would you have surgery? If so, why? If you wouldn't, why not? And if you do, what kind of surgery would you opt for? You know, you can get the fat graft, you can get the lat transfer, and you can get the pec implant, and I'm sure there's other things you can do in this day and age. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.